Very good morning, students. Welcome to today's English grammar class. We will be starting with the second lesson today, that is noun functions. Before that, they have said us to warm up. They have said us to rearrange this group of words to make meaningful sentences. You can see that page number 7. First one, makes carpenter a furniture. Just think of this sentence. Is it making any sense? Are you understanding? Makes carpenter a furniture. So how will you arrange this sentence now? You can write it as carpenter makes a furniture. Right? That is going to be the exact sentence. I have to arrange the words. The second one, a furniture carpenter I to make called. What is this? Are you getting something? See, a furniture carpenter I to make called. Just think, how can you arrange this sentence? Just try furniture, or can I say I called a carpenter to make furniture? Can I say so? That is the exact right. Think once again, is it correct or no? I called a carpenter to make furniture. That is going to be the second sentence. Third one, the carpenter gave nails I. So if I rearrange it, the exact sentence is I gave the carpenter some nails. I gave the carpenter some nails. Next, fourth one, some furniture by carpenter good was made though. Some furniture by carpenter good was made though. So after rearranging, I'll get it as some furniture made by the carpenter was good. Some furniture made by the carpenter was good. This is going to be the correct sentence. So now in this lesson, that is noun functions, we are going to study two things, that is subject and object. Every sentence is having a subject and also it is having a object. So what is subject and what is object? We will be learning now. Before that, just see there, it is given there in the paragraph. A noun may be placed as a subject of a sentence as a direct or indirect object of the verb, or as the object of the preposition. So a noun may be placed as a subject of the sentence, as a direct or indirect object of the verb, or as the object of the preposition. So this definition will be understanding step by step when we study what is subject, what is object, what is a noun phrase, what is a compound subject, also what is preposition. This all will be studying in this lesson. First we'll see noun as subject. So what is the definition here? The part of the sentence that tells what or who the sentence is about is called as the subject. So we every time, just see here, I'll just tell you. The first sentence which we saw was carpenter makes a furniture. So who is making the furniture? Carpenter is making the furniture. So carpenter, he is the subject. I am talking about carpenter, and what he has made the furniture. So furniture is going to be the object. It is object, it is non-living thing. Carpenter is the subject, furniture is the object. I hope you all understood what is subject, about whom I am talking, or what the sentence is about. The sentence is about a carpenter who is making a furniture. Next, I'll give another example. The farmers are plowing their fields. So who the sentence is about? It is about a farmer. And what action he is doing? Verb is plowing. And where he is doing this plowing? in the field. So field is the object. I hope you all understood what is subject and what is object. Also, the subject of the sentence may be a one word noun, a compound subject, or a noun phrase with a head noun. So first we'll see one word noun means, just like I said, carpenter makes a furniture. So only one word is there, carpenter. So it is a one word noun. So what is a compound subject now? Compound subject means, if I say the stylish carpenter made a furniture. So how is the carpenter? He is very stylish. So stylish carpenter, this is going to be a noun phrase because I am describing the carpenter. He is very stylish. Or if I say a young blacksmith was making a iron rod, I'll say a young blacksmith was making an iron rod. So how is the blacksmith? He is young. And which is the verb here? Is making. Making is the verb. And what he is making? An iron rod. Iron rod is the object which he is preparing. So just see here, they have given you some examples below. Snakes can slither up a tree. Only one word is given as snakes, so it is going to be a one word noun. But below they have given a skillful and intelligent carpenter makes good furniture. So how they are describing this carpenter? He is skillful and he is intelligent. So skillful and intelligent carpenter is a noun phrase. And in this, which is the main head noun? It is carpenter, because we are talking about the carpenter. Next, what is a compound subject? So compound subject means, here I talked about a carpenter, right? If I say along with this, see, a carpenter and electrician were renovating the house. A carpenter and electrician were renovating a house. So two names I am taking here, electrician as well as carpenter. So this both are the subjects here. So when I am talking of two different persons, two nouns are present here, that is carpenter and electrician, then they are compound subject. Similarly, here you can see that they have given an example, man and woman cooked a meal together. So I'm talking about two people here. Men are different as well as women. Of two nouns I'm talking, it is called as compound subject. And what is the verb here? Cooked. They are cooking. And what is going to be the object here? Meal. What they are cooking? They are cooking a meal. So this is all about a subject. Now in the exercise they have said you all to underline the subjects in these sentences. 5 ducks waddled across the road. Waddled means they were going across the road, they were crossing the road. So about whom we are talking here? About the ducks. So 5 ducks is the subject. What is going to be the verb here? Waddled. And what is going to be the object here? What they are crossing? Road. So the road is going to be the object. But here in this exercise they have asked you only to underline the subject. So 5 ducks is going to be the subject. Next one, the Shatabdi Express chugged along slowly in the heavy fog. It was moving along slowly in the heavy fog. Fog means you might have seen during the winter season everywhere it is moist and fog is there. You can't see properly. So Shatabdi Express, it is a train. So we are talking about the train. The name of that train is Shatabdi Express. So subject is Shatabdi Express. Similarly, I want you all to underline the rest all subjects in each sentence. I'll tell you the answers. The earliest people, third one, fourth one, this oil, fifth one, my father, sixth one, the science museum, seventh one, Kanwar and Surbi, eighth one, the engineers in the factory, ninth one, that constellation in the sky, and 10th one, the nachos and the caramel popcorn. So these are going to be the subjects. Now we'll go to the next topic, noun as direct object. So what is the definition here? The noun or pronoun that receives or is affected by the action indicated by the verb in a sentence is called as direct object. The noun or pronoun that receives means, like I said, in one sentence I'll be having a noun, and then I'll be having a verb, and then again I'll be having a noun, right? First one I'll be have subject, and then verb, and then object. So the sentence is divided into three parts: subject, verb and object. So here this noun that receives or is affected by the action means the noun which is affected by the verb, which is directly affected by the verb, is called as direct object. For example, I called a carpenter to make furniture. See, they have explained this sentence there. The action indicated by the verb called, which is the verb here in this sentence, I called, means called is the verb, subject is carpenter and object is furniture, is received by the head noun carpenter. Like I said, carpenter is the noun, so a carpenter is the direct object of the verb called. Just see here, I could have written a carpenter was called to make furniture. That is going to be one sentence. A carpenter was called to make furniture. So first I had a subject as a carpenter, called was the verb, and furniture was the object. But now I have rearranged this sentence. I called a carpenter to make furniture. So here the sentence is completely changing. What is going to be the direct object here? Direct object is a carpenter. Why? Because before that I have the action, I have the verb. So just remember, the word which is written just after the action performed, the verb is written first, and then whatever is written, that is going to be the direct object. First the verb comes, next is going to be the direct object. A carpenter makes furniture. So just before the verb, just after the verb, whatever word is written, that is direct object. So after the verb, which is the verb here, makes is the verb. So after that, which word is written? Furniture. So now furniture is the direct object. I'll give one more example to you all. There in that above exercise, the science museum will be redesigned next year. So which is the verb here? Redesign is the verb, and which is going to be the object now? Just after this verb, whatever word is there, that is going to be the direct object. So that is next year. Next year is the direct object. Another one is man and woman cooked it together. So cooked is the verb. So just after cooked, what is coming? It together. It is coming. So it is the direct object. Now in the exercise they have asked you to underline the direct object. I'll just send you the answers of this. You just underline it and mark it in your workbook. Thank you.